I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. The former MAGA Republican Senate candidate from Georgia, Herschel Walker, may get criminally indicted for committing a number of campaign finance violations. And the story behind it involves a defunct car wash, Jeffrey Epstein's plane, and more. You're going to have to buckle up for this story right here. So, one of the largest recipients of money from the main committee behind Herschel Walker's campaign is a company called Jets, spelled Jetts. And it is listed as the recipient of approximately $600,000 for private jet travel, which, by the way, in and of itself is a lot of money for a senatorial campaign to incur. $600,000 in private jet transportation. But as you look deeper into the FEC filings by the Herschel Walker campaign, and you click the Jets, JETTS, and you find what is JETTS, it's actually a defunct car wash. It is not a company that provides the services of private jet transportation, and it's been out of business for quite some time. It's called Jets, JETTS, Car Wash, LLC, not a private jet company. And this company, Jets Car Wash, is actually owned and controlled by someone named Thomas Huff. And Thomas Huff is one of the main donors of the Herschel Walker campaign. And Huff, along with his various family members, gave tens of thousands of dollars. They all maxed out. So they're big Herschel Walker donors. But then it also turns out, you may be saying, look, this is just an open shut case. Were you funneling this money to a car wash? What is taking place here? Who's this money going to? Were you just paying $600,000 to this Thomas Huff, who operates all of these businesses linked to his residential address in the Atlanta suburbs? But then you dig deeper, and one of the other companies Thomas Huff operates is a company that's called Aviation Development Group. And that company actually operates a Gulfstream 4, a G4, which is a private jet. So why didn't Herschel Walker list the actual company if that's indeed who was providing the private jet services? I mean, $600,000 is a lot of money, but why was Herschel Walker concealing the amount of, not just the amount of money, but who the money was going to? He could have just said Aviation Development Group. Well, it turns out when you follow the chain of ownership of who actually owned the private jet, it used to be registered under a name JEGE LLC. Jeffrey Epstein. So Jeffrey Epstein was the owner of this private jet. And here you have Thomas Huff acquired the jet, the Jeffrey Epstein jet, in a fire sale for very, very cheap. Because who wants to buy Jeffrey Epstein's private jet that Epstein used for sex trafficking? That's absolutely horrific. Well, Thomas Huff and the MAGA Republicans and Herschel Walker. And so what appears took place here is that Huff operated a defunct car wash that used the name Jets because it sounds like private jets and nobody would look into it, so that the money would go to the car wash. But in reality, it would go to, it would be paid for the services of another company, which is actually lending out Jeffrey Epstein's jet to people that was acquired in a fire sale by Thomas Huff. Regardless, this is a crime. This is a crime. if indeed it is demonstrated that Herschel Walker concealed who the money was going to and lied on his campaign finance forms, his FEC forms, because he didn't want to disclose that he was flying around in Jeffrey Epstein's private jet, that is a crime. So one of the sections that it violates is 18 USC section 1001. And 18 U.S.C. Section 1001 is making false statements. It's the common name for the United States federal process crime laid out in Section 1001 of Title 18 of the United States Code, which generally prohibits knowingly and willfully making false or fraudulent statements or concealing information in any matter within the jurisdiction of the federal government of the United States, even by merely denying guilt when asked by a federal agent, could be a violation of 18 U.S.C. Section 1001, but FEC disclosures are governed by 18 U.S.C. 1001. By the way, this is likely the statute that George Santos is also being criminally investigated under for his apparently false FEC forms. And numerous other MAGA Republicans have been investigated for crimes under 18 U.S.C. Section 1001. But look, it is a crime. The FEC has sent a letter pointing out these potential violations. Initial reporting on the FEC letter was done by the Daily Beast. Actually, Fox Digital did a report on this as well, which is surprising that Fox is leaning into this story as well. But you could all look, just go search for the FEC forms that were filed. Look at the $600,000 for private jet transportation. Click on it. Then you'll see the company that was the recipient. Go follow the address. You'll see that the company is called Jets, Jetts. You'll then trace that. You'll see it's a car wash. And then when you see the owner is the guy named Thomas Huff, you'll see that Thomas Huff also owns an aviation company. And then when you trace back the ownership and title of the private jet, it's Jeffrey Epstein's jet. Shocking. Actually, not shocking. I mean, we're talking about the MAGA Republicans. There's probably a lot more things shocking about the Herschel Walker campaign, but what a twisted story, huh? Wow. So we will let you know if Herschel Walker ends up getting criminally indicted. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit the subscribe button. We're on our way to 1 million subscribers thanks to your incredible support. Check out the MeidasTouch podcast I do with my brothers. Wherever you get your audio podcast, just search MeidasTouch Podcast, and consider checking us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch, patreon.com/MeidasTouch. We've got a lot of exclusive content there, but most importantly, it helps grow this independent media platform. Thank you so much, and please hit the subscribe button right now.
Our blue wall stopped the red wave and election deniers got denied election. That's why we're celebrating with the new Democracy Prevails team. We've got lots of work to do, but we should all be proud that when democracy was tested, democracy prevailed. You've earned this. Don't wait. Get yours right now at store.meidastouch.com. That's store.meidastouch.com.